What's up, guys? Sam here. Now, today at Lawrence Park, we're doing a Mulligan challenge where I'm going to try to shoot an 18 under par, but I'm going to see how many Mulligans I can get. I had my Instagram poll, and they wanted me to do this, so this is what you're going to get. And try to hopefully get the least amount of mulligans as I can, and I'm gonna do post round commentary, so I'm gonna have myself take over from after this vlog. Thanks. What is up, guys? This is Sam from After the Round, and we're playing at Lawrence Park. It's a local park course right about 5 minutes from where I live. I throw a nice sidearm shot. I'm starting on hole 10 just because it was having sprinkler systems and it was in the middle of the day on the front nine, so I just chose to start on the back nine. I start off with no mulligans. I threw it a little bit lower than I wanted to, but no, it worked out. Then I shanked my first shot ever for the round on hole 11. I shanked it because there's actually a Mando to where you're forced to go up the middle. You can't throw a dinky sidearm shot anymore. So I throw my second shot. I make the putt, so I only take one mulligan there. Not too bad, but I honestly think that hole is much harder now with the new Mando there. So I'm throwing my Watt here on hole 12. It's just a dead straight shot, but I turned it way too much and I got blocked behind a tree, so I had to take another mulligan, so I just chose to throw my range. And it was a lot better. It turned a bit, but it was good enough to where it left me like this 30-ish foot putt. And like I said, it was a good putt. So this hole is just up the middle. Yeah, this hole is just a straight tunnel shot, probably the hardest hole on the course, or at least one of the hardest. It's just a dead straight tunnel shot you have to commit to, and this is where you can get a lot of mulligans. Oh, that's for sure a mulligan. I shank one right, then shank one left. I shank one right with my straight hex, and then shake one left with my overstable hex. So I throw a detour on a hyzer flip, which isn't my preferred shot on this hole, but it actually ends up working. Really I'm a little bit left, but I actually kick out a bit right, and it leaves me about, I don't know, 15, 20 feet, and bury the putt, so that felt really good. Good putt. All right, we got 4 mulligans through 4 holes. Not terrible, but not the best start ever either. Yeah, this is hole 14. It's just a dead straight power shot that's like 220 feet, and I hit the pole of the basket, which was awesome. So this is pretty much all I have left. Just a drop in, very easy birdie, no mulligans used. So doing pretty good so far. 15 is a pretty tough hole. You have to turn it right, but then hyzer back left. I just didn't turn it right enough with my hex, but it leaves me actually with a putt from circle 2. So I chose to take no mulligans. My putt is feeling good. We are through 6 holes, and we have only 4 mulligans, so we're keeping a pretty solid pace so far. So, yeah. And then I throw a sidearm on 16. It's like a 210-foot shot where there's a wall of trees around the basket. I make good with that, so I'm sticking out 4 mulligans. I'm playing pretty well. So this hole's just a very stock hyzer shot. It looks great skipping, but then it kicks back right. I don't think I'm taking a mulligan. It was going from like about 10 feet to giving me like a 30-footer. But I nailed the putt. My putting feels really good in this round, but this was filmed about a week ago, and my putting is actually not feeling very great right now, so maybe I should learn from myself. I'll miss that try. But I throw my shot on 18. 18 is kind of a tough shot. Like, you have to keep it low because of the low ceiling. And this was a decent drive, not my best, but it got to circle 2. And then I nailed the second putt, so I take one mulligan, which is pretty good on that hole. So then we're going back to hole 1. This is how people usually start, and this is known as one of the easiest holes on the course, and I just shanked my shot, so not happy, but don't want to take any mulligans, and
I just airball my circle 2 putt. So out of anger, I just run and make it. So that one felt pretty good, but it's kind of frustrating taking a mulligan on a pretty easy hole. So hole 2, it's pretty much a 340-foot hyzer shot, but my first shot was like
Skip.
way too far left and behind a wall of trees, so I just chose to throw a more overstable disc on a flat angle, and I absolutely parked it. So now I'm just trying to do some tricks, and let's just say I'm not Simon Lizotte. But this next one, you don't want to go right because there's out of bounds, so I chose to throw a safe photon shot that went to left. It leaves me with an easy upshot, but on this upshot, I felt like I threw it long, OB, but it stays barely safe. So I take my meter and tap in for the easy birdie. Now, this one is a hole I've been struggling on. I just haven't been confident with the backhand, especially with the headwind this hole usually has. So I'm just trying to throw sidearms with like fairway to distance drivers, and it's just not working. And this one actually looks really good, but then it kicks. So that one didn't feel so good. But then I throw my photon, a bit more of a flex, and that one actually worked out pretty well. I'm just long of the basket in circle 1, and I make the putt. My putting actually felt really, really good this round. So this one is a hole where you have to go right of the middle tree in the fairway as a mandatory. So I just chose to throw a safe hyzer and then a backhand with my more overstable hex, and it leaves me with a pretty solid putt, and I get no mulligans on that hole, which is awesome because that one is pretty hard. This one's also pretty hard as well. There's outbounds right, and you absolutely don't want to be left, so you just have to just attack this hole. And I'm wanting this disc to go left because I'm on the edge. I thought I was out of bounds, but I'm actually safe inbounds, and it leaves me again with another circle 2 putt. I airballed the first one, but then the second one I make, so that puts me at 11 mulligans for now. Hole 7, you have to throw over a marshland kind of the whole way, and it's out of bounds, so you have to go to a death putt drop zone if you make it, and I put my shot pretty close to the basket. You can see right here, and I was pretty happy with that. So one of my better drives on the hole. Hole 8 is just a 200-foot ace run hole where there's water right behind the basket. So I thought that it was going way past, but then it, I think, hit a tree and put me pretty close. So I take an easy birdie there, which is nice because that one can actually get away from me pretty quickly.
Here's the tally right now on the screen. And for the last hole, I'm just going to throw a detour just dead straight, so that way it can hold straight and not fade into the hill at all.
Yeah, so I'm throwing my detour. Something that I can trust can turn a little bit right. I think this one worked pretty well, all things considered. Gives myself a circle 1 putt, nail it, and I finish off.
Alright guys, thank you for watching, and we're going to be staying here for the next video because for the next video, we're going to do random draw doubles at my local league.